My noob Apex student goes pro right after this coaching session. This works in every FPS game off of forcing enemies to turn or look away from you, dropping their effective movement speed to pretty much 0. I want you to let me know how this clicks for the games that you're playing lately.
You're dodging to dodge, but not dodging for the...
I mean, I'm like still insanely new to this game. Literally my first split playing. Now that I know this, I'm gonna just go in there and start dropping fucking nades, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You've gotten so good at using a shovel, but you didn't realize that like the goal is maybe like having a fucking hole in the end, you know?
This video is about dodge and aim in every single shooter. You're going to be spinning your enemies, guaranteeing they're slow before they correct their aim and while they're correcting their aim. Overaiming goes away when you start precisely sensing spin. This student goes pro in Apex after this session inspires him to do this. Check the link below to be blown away by his implementation of this today. Your input and feedback is one of the main reasons I got to where I am mechanically. This was literally the biggest changing point in my mechanics. Whether people can get what I could get out of your coaching or not, just know you helped me 1,000 times more than Aimer7 ever did. When you spin the enemy and they're guaranteed to be slow, but you don't sense it, if you don't sense this, you're going to over aim and you're going to speed them up with the way you move your mouse. If you sense it, you're not going to over aim. You're not going to aim extra. They're not going to look blurry on your screen at all. What helped Mav the most is cringe. Cringing at your gameplay is a natural response. And if you want to play at the peak of natural ability, embrace your body's honest feedback. That's how you become natural with aim and gameplay overall. Cringing being such a natural response is so good. Because if you naturally cringe, you naturally improve just by reviewing things. And this ideology from you has been ingrained in my thinking.
I just think you need to understand these certain like starting weapons that you actually have access to. So I'm going to give you them all. This acceleration boost that you get at the end can be used in a way where it helps you or in a way where you waste it. And I think he uses it here in this moment in a way where it helps him a lot. What angle has just been created?
A whole 90-degree angle on the guy.
So as we're dodging versus people, some of our strafe, some of our movements are going to be a complete surprise. And in that window where we are surprising, we need to know how to make the largest angle.
That one is literally insane. Like that was a crazy clip right there. So like the space that I'm strafing in, an unpredictable strafe would be something that goes very, very far out of like the box. Yeah. Something that goes very far out of that.
If you happen to strafe over here at any point, it's going to be a lot less predictable than if you just like put all your emphasis on being surprising within this box. Try to find a timing where you can actually exit the box in a way where it's unpredictable. So this will come down...
Take a very aggressive angle off of that?
Exactly. So this comes down to strafe prioritization. If you look at this clip, the dodge situation is very specific the entire time, and it doesn't change drastically. So how can we change this drastically? How can we be the one to make the dodge
like right
feel
there
different?
At the end? Yeah, I see what you're saying. So right there at the end, like we're stuck in this like I'm at a very short window of range of motion, and then randomly I take a ton of space right here and I get a ton of damage.
Pause this frame, and what I want to focus on.
Look, his bullet is he's not even on my screen.
Exactly. So we can focus on a lot of things here.
I think I'm doing it like a lot, but like I don't think I'm even realizing I'm doing that.
Exactly, but we need to realize
so we can capitalize off of
exactly.
Yeah, like a 70 angle. Yeah, a 70-degree angle.
It's a crazy fucking angle, right? We can look at this and just be like, that's good. Yeah. And we can move on. But
I think it might have even gone wider, but yeah.
We're going to be looking at the actual degree you spin the enemy. So where they're looking on your screen and where you are aiming, there's a angle between these 2 points. Get a feel for how much this really turns into a slow. No matter what game you're playing, it's always X over 90. 70 degrees to the side, like in this clip here, 77% slow. If you don't trust this concept and you don't work on your sense of this concept, you're gonna over aim. It's just really that simple. You're not gonna get it just by deciding to do it. You need to look at how it feels. Do what it takes to spin the enemy. Be aggressive, have good timing with your surprises, and throw in long strafes so that you can actually crank them when you surprise them. Here's an example real quick in Arc Raiders. I'm sure a lot of you guys are playing this game. Get surprised. This is the frame I know that I win. Look how my aim just doesn't move at all.
There's a guy here! I shot him! He's low,
You are the aggressor, you have reaction time on your side instead of against you. Anything that you do to surprise the enemy is buffed by reaction time because you factor in an extra 200 milliseconds or 150 milliseconds where the enemy has to realize what you're doing and they have to adjust to it. Might even add up to like 200 milliseconds.
And especially on like, and I'm on a high ping too, so it was even crazier.
Point is, we're using reaction time on our side to increase this angle. Now let's look at your movements again. Play this moment of the clip. I mean, right there, you do it. Do you feel like you understand that decently now?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Perfect. The next thing we want to talk about is routing. The goal, again, is an angle advantage. So how do we create the largest angle advantage in this situation?
Straight left or right, because obviously any diagonal strafe is going to be too, it's not going to give you much of an angle, no?
Play like a tiny clip. Yeah, let's focus on your movement here. So here you move a little bit diagonally and you gain a really big angle increase where this guy's actually aiming away from you for a moment.
Yeah, did it again there.
So notice that when you move diagonally, you're seeing the edge of the enemy. You're seeing the side of them.
That's creating a good angle. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah, because you're taking space. I understand. I understand it. It's more like if I move to the right, then my crosshair and his crosshair are at the same angle. But if I move in, my crosshair is at a lower angle than his. Correct?
So this is how far you can move in a certain amount of time. Every line is the same size. If we just go this way, it's like 45 plus.
Okay, yeah, I see. And if we're going to the right, then it wouldn't be okay. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to take the same amount of distance.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Strafe efficiency. That's the concept that I want you to have in your head. I don't want you to have in your head, okay, move diagonally, it's better. I want you to have in your head, when am I going to move in what way to create the biggest angle advantage?
I also need to keep in mind what direction they're moving in if they're strafing. If they're taking if they're going forward right, I'd be wanting like back left or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like something that we're gonna have to really practice, really think about.
Yeah.
This is just a really simple introduction.
As long as you're honest about your sense and ability to spin enemies, everything falls into place.
So how do we make our strafe surprising? This is the question that I have for you.
I can't really think of an actual idea other than conditioning, but even then it doesn't apply in a battle royale format.
Yeah, so I think this is a question that we need to remember, not answer.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough. Let's do a really quick review. In dodging, there will be this window of time that is reaction time plus adaptation time. So we want to use the window. Aggression just means use the window to buff our angle. And then we have routing, how much of an angle we are making with the time we have where we are surprising. Surprise the enemy. As you're surprising the enemy, make it as efficient as possible. This increases the size of your advantage in the end. Diagonal versus strafe. And then we have strafe prioritization. Which strafes are going to be the surprising ones? We want the long strafes to be the surprising ones because we get them
on higher DPS.
Yeah. And now we have this side angle. So right here, we can see your movement speed. Right here, we can see your movement speed again. Now you seem a lot faster from this perspective.
Yeah.
Now let's look at this perspective. Let's say I surprised you so bad that I got this crazy angle just for a quarter of a second. We are able to generate that moment over and over and over again. Let's say I get this angle advantage, but I'm shaking around, right?
Yeah.
Right? That just reduces my accuracy probably by 50% just by doing that.
But if you kept doing long strafe or mid to long strafes, it'd be maximizing your damage.
Yeah, so what if
you went into strafe aiming, like a strafe form?
Yeah, exactly. If I go into a strafe form, if I do anything to make my aim more consistent versus just trying to dodge in the most unpredictable way in short strafe form, we're going to do a lot more damage. So yeah, you understand that perfectly. So that's the first benefit. The movement speed decreases because the closer we get to 90 degrees, the closer your movement speed goes to 0. Yeah. Let's say I'm playing Tracer and I blink. I can either blink behind you or I can blink 90 degrees to the right, 90 degrees to the left. Where do you think I want to blink?
90 to the right or the left, because then on my left and right
Right.
strafes for that whole like 25 milliseconds.
Exactly. It's going to make you
Yeah.
literally hold still on my screen, and I can pre-aim it.
Flowmaxers, I'm curious what games this is clicking with for you right now. If you're curious about getting this into an instinct and just feeling it in your body as soon as possible, I can get that in just one session. Consider getting some coaching, links down there. But it's not just about gaming, it's really just about your mental and your flow state. So if that's interesting to you, hit me up.
So curved movement. So come back over here and
Yeah, I gotta go all the way over here now.
so I get a tiny moment where you're easier to hit. And also, so how do you adjust once I take this angle?
Either by something diagonal, like without a doubt, or turn and go left
Yeah.
or right.
So you have to turn your mouse inevitably in the end, right? You're gonna have to turn it an extra 45 degrees, an extra 90 degrees. However much angle I get, you're gonna have to turn it extra. So when you get an angle on me and I'm adjusting my aim while moving, my movement becomes curved. It becomes a curved line.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is one of the benefit of being the aggressor is you get to curve your movement in a surprising state. It means it's less punishable. The enemy has to curve their movement after you aggress on them, which means it's punishable.
So whenever you have a unpredictable state or whatever you said,
Where you're not going to get hit in that 250 milliseconds where they have to react like a very aggressive angle, like 90 or something, then that's when you need to be capitalizing off of like high DPS strafes.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. You do not want to be capitalizing on your dodge after you've already made the angle.
Yeah.
You want to be fucking the enemy.
His curved, vulnerable movement is not surprising because I aggressed during the surprise.
You understand it perfectly. You need to figure out if you're fucking up by moving diagonally too much at like too far of a distance. That's the mistake you need to look out for. Up here, there's not going to be really any cover. Every fight in Apex is going to end close range. Very important to understand everything we just talked about is very applicable because up here, there's going to be no cover. We can fully focus on it. It's the most relevant thing. Plus distance has close. It just becomes infinitely times more relevant in many ways.
Without further ado, let's just look at and enjoy some player results.
Hey, say you sleep, lean, you can't prove shit. Never pay for me clothes like a Drew fits. Late night drive, tell me brother rave one-ish. Posted in the castle in the fucking cause I'm broke-ish. Get me crew straight from Afghanistan. Then me proofs tapped in with the Taliban. SD kid, riding round, I don't give a damn. Fuck British, got in another fucking Cali man. I'm a digger in a coat like I'm leger. Bad bitch, dark skin, tell her wearing. Music and some money, I'ma never stop wearing. Party till the morning, tell her never stop swearing. Hit me telegram, tell me put the cop an X. I be tryna talk, I said I fucking pop an X. Yeah, hit me line, tell her drop another fucking text. House kid dripping, but I'm never rocking Monterex. Mix the walk up with my Sprite, turn it gelinade. Too many bitches in my line, I need some pepper spray. Me and Esther in the cup, the cushions having me. I'm smoking backwards, I'm rolling backwards like that wedding cake. Hey, you got a pub, but what the fuck you got? Is it Cali? Is it Amy? What's that what you got? Kissing Mary Jane, did she love me? Not you smoke dog pebbles, and we smoke another stuff.
Alright guys, you want to know a good intro exercise to just actually level up your angle gap ability? Replay that montage section and tally every single time you feel angle gap in that little mini montage. If you start off the first time tallying 6 times and the next time you tally 11 times, that's you leveling up your ability to distinguish people slowing down when they spin is the ability. That's why you can do it, is because you can feel the reward. So just start with this video, go back and see how that feels. It's really satisfying and I'd like to see some feedback on that exercise. So take it away.
So how am
Yeah.
I best off capitalizing off of someone being ill-informed, I guess. I don't know what else.
Strafe prioritization and efficient routing, I think, are going to be the two biggest things, or the two things off the top of my head that are going to give you a bigger dodge angle. You get close up to a guy, his fingers are not comfortable moving diagonally. You can just route in a way you can
They
attack.
are going to be in an extremely uncomfortable position.
Exactly. They're going to be like, what the fuck? He's moving forward. That's not supposed to happen. And then you, before you know it, you're behind them. This is a bad example of routing. So like right here, how could he be routing better? His
He could have taken a way deeper angle right there.
Exactly.
So could have been way closer too.
He's strafing like this way when he could be strafing like this way.
Yeah, he could have gone straight from the tree and got on that kid's back while he's healing.
There's a guy here! I shot him!
Oh, I'm so good at games! Angle gap! Spin the enemy. Spin the enemy. Spin the enemy. Side angle slow. Candy cane slow. Side angle, side angle, side. Candy cane, candy cane.
Angle gap. Angle gap.
So I want to hear from you. What do you want me to talk about? Share some wisdom of your own. I want to hear something kind of off topic, get to know you. I'm new on the YouTube, so let's have some fun and work together.
Thank you for the session. And it was like really fun to talk about it.
I've been pretty confident in my dodge and everything for a while. I just felt like I was missing out on like one or two pretty important concepts, and I feel like I kind of, now that I know this, I feel like I'm gonna just go in there and start dropping fucking nukes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, hopefully you start playing R5 again.
Thanks for joining. I'm super excited to see how you take this into your game. No matter what FPS game it is, if an enemy can turn in it, you can angle gap them in it. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in flow state content. This is sometimes about FPS games, always about coaching and flow state. Thanks for joining. Peace out. Love you.